Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Franklin from the Money Code Academy, and on today's video I want to share with you how money issues can affect your mental health and how you can avoid it. Now, if this is your first time of coming to this channel, I talk about all things money, personal finance, financial freedom. I talk about entrepreneurship. Whatever it is you need to know in the area of money, I talk about these things. And if these things interest you, consider subscribing. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so that the next time I post a new video, you'll be the first to receive it. So let's get right into this. Can money issues affect your mental health? Oh, yes. And this is something that I truly want you to give attention to, because most of the time there are lots of people who don't think that financial issues could affect their mental health. So they don't protect themselves from this harm that financial issues can do to their mental health. So before we go any further, how does money affect your mental health? Number one, it can bring you anxiety. You know that moment when there is this bill that you ought to pay and the pressure is so much on you from the banks, or maybe your rent is due and there's so much pressure from your landlord and all that. It could make you become very anxious and even nervous. So when you find yourself in situations like this, one of the ways in which you can handle it is to ensure that you maintain your composure, maintain your calmness. Listen, no matter how you disturb yourself, it will not change or stop your landlord from disturbing you. It will not stop the bank guys from coming after you. It's not going to change it. So the best thing for you to do is maintain your composure. In the midst of the pressure, maintain that composure. Maintain your calm. Maintain your cool. Knowing very well that even if you get yourself worried, it won't change anything. So that's the first way in which finances can affect your mental health. It will put you in that place of anxiety, which could even lead to a nervous breakdown. It can now also affect your overall health as well. The next way in which money can affect your mental health, money issues, is that it could make you lose your self-esteem. It could make you lose your self-esteem. I'm telling you. And this is one of the reasons very many people have entered into depression. Many have even committed suicide because they could not stand the shame. They felt, oh, mine is gone. What are people going to say? How are people going to look at me? So in this way, it has affected their self-esteem. It has affected their confidence. In public, they are no longer able to stand confident to do whatever it is that they want to do. But I came here to tell you this, that if you allow financial issues to get to you that way, trust me, you will not be able to pick yourself up. And so the ways in which you can avoid such things: never allow monetary issue to affect your self-esteem. Remember, your self-esteem is not tied to your finances. With or without finances, your self-esteem is a different thing. Your self-esteem is who God has made you, your uniqueness. Refuse to allow monetary issues to get in the way. With or without money, maintain your self-esteem. Yeah, you heard me right. Maintain your self-esteem. Even if you have nothing in your pocket, you are not defined by the emptiness of your pocket. You are not defined by your financial status. Refuse to be defined by it. You've got to understand this. It is just monetary issues. Even though it is killing you, don't allow it to affect your self-esteem. I need you to understand this. When you are now dependent on the abundance of money to be confident in life, it means money is now the one ruling over you. You're no longer in charge. And the idea is that we are the ones who are supposed to have dominion over money. We are the ones who are supposed to possess money, not money possessing us. The moment you start allowing money to affect your self-esteem, the truth is that you have given yourself over to money. And that's a huge challenge. So don't allow yourself to come to that point where you start thinking less of yourself. I remember a young man who committed suicide some time ago in Japan. When I read the article, it was very touching. What happened to this young man? He lost his job. He was so depressed. He was so down. He had bills everywhere. He just could not take it any longer, and he decided to go on a stabbing spree before he killed himself. When he was finally apprehended, one of the things that he said was that his life is so low now that even the trash is better than him, because at least the trash can be recycled. These are wrong thoughts that has been sown into his mind, and it affected his self-esteem. And that thing drove him to depression, drove him to the point where he started stabbing people on the street, stabbed himself, was apprehended, and later died. So don't allow yourself to come to that point where you now allow money to be a determining factor for your self-esteem. It shouldn't be that way. You are way more than that. Understand that when God created you with your own uniqueness. There are no two you. You are unique on your own, with money or without money. It does not change the fact that you are unique. So you've got to understand this. Never allow yourself to come to that point. Is that okay? Now, another way in which money issues can affect your mental health is that it can drive you into negative thoughts and depression. You start thinking wrong thoughts. You start thinking, oh, I'm a failure. Oh, the whole world is doing well. Every other person is doing well. I'm just the one who is different. My case is always different. I think my life was a mistake. People start thinking all these things. Why? Because there is no money to spend. Come on, think about it. Please don't get me wrong. I totally understand that moment when there is no money to spend. It is actually painful, especially when you want to do certain things, but you are just not able to do it. I get it. I've been in that shoes before. I know how it feels. But what I'm saying is, when you find yourself in such situation, you need to enter into that place of being defensive. Defend your mental health. How do you defend it? Defend the thoughts that you accept. Refuse to allow certain thoughts into your heart. Refuse to allow certain thoughts into your mind. The fact that you don't have money in your pocket does not mean you are failing. Failure is not considered that way. And even if you think you are failing, hear me, failure is a part of success. As a matter of fact, you cannot succeed if you haven't failed. Just go out there and ask other people who have succeeded. There is nobody who succeeded without failing. As a matter of fact, if you have not failed, hear me, you cannot succeed. I cannot stress this enough. If you have not failed in anything, you cannot succeed because you don't have what it takes to succeed. Failure is part of the things that prepares you for success. So why should you allow failure to destroy your life? Think about it. So I want to encourage you in this regard to do the needful. Refuse to allow negative thoughts into your mind. Refuse to drive yourself into that place of depression. Because see, I need you to understand, depression does not just attack you on its own. Depression needs your permission to lay hold, to gain foothold in your life. He needs your acceptance. He needs your permission. If you don't permit it, it won't come. So how do you fight it off? Refuse to accept any of those negative thoughts, because that is not who you are. Don't accept it. It's as simple as that. Something speaks to you and say, you are failing. Say, no, I'm not a failure. I'm just experiencing a little setback. I'm not a failure. You use your words to counter those negative thoughts. And so, as you are doing that, you do not fall for that trick That trick where, you start telling yourself, you start harboring all these evil, negative thoughts. So make no mistakes about it. Financial issues can drive you into that path, but don't give into it. Don't give into it to help you a great deal. The next way in which finances affect our mental health is that it makes us to start having all manner of thoughts at the same time. You just find yourself, thoughts are rushing through. You are losing control. The thoughts are running through your mind. In 1 minute, you have more than 20 thoughts going on at the same time on your mind because of financial issues. Don't let it be. Gain control. Gain control. Gain control. You are still the one in charge. Gain control. And I want to say this. Understand that you were the one who was made, was created to spend money. Money was not created to spend you. Or you were not created for money. Money was created for you. Maintain that position of being the master over money. And I'm telling you, your life will not remain the same. So these are the few ways in which money can affect your mental health. And I've also told you how to avoid it. Avoid it because there is a lot of future. There's a lot of prospect for you out there. Don't be fooled into thinking that if you get depressed or end your life now, everything is going to be over. Getting depressed and putting an end to your life does not change anything, and it does not offer a solution as well. Make no mistakes about it. It does not offer any solution whatsoever. So instead of giving up, why don't you fight? Fight and win, because the future awaits you. Alright guys, so that'll be all for this video. If you've gotten value from it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and most importantly, drop me a comment. Share the video with your friends and family members who needs to hear these words. And above all, if you haven't subscribed, don't wait any longer. Join the family. There's so much you stand to learn. I'll speak to you in the next video. Until then, keep cracking the money code.